because the weather's going to be good. So we're into the start of AC season. We'll see how long it lasts. March can be a fickle month, so we can be up and down in temperature, and might get some more snow, unfortunately. But we're doing whatever we can every day.
Is there a certain temperature that it has to be before you can check ACs?
Well, with the technology we have and the blanketing and things, as long as it's above 35 degrees, we can do it. You don't really want to run your AC on your own without that temperature because you're going to have problems. But with the stuff that we have, we can turn it on and get it going and get it clean, make sure everything's good and whatnot, and then it's ready for when you need it.
When you check the AC, what do you do? I mean, how complete is that examination of the system when you come out?
So it takes about 2 hours, and we're going to go through not only all the outdoor components, but the indoor part of it as well, because you have a furnace or an air handler that has to move the air that we have to look at as well. So we're looking at the components in there, the coil, and then outdoor we're cleaning everything, getting it ready for the next season.
And Jim, I imagine you have a question about what happens if you don't do that, right?
Well, sure. Sorry about that. When you don't do it, you are going to obviously have some problems with the efficiency of the system. I mean, that's the main reason you do it, correct, Jason?
Well, efficiency and longevity, right? We want to make sure that it lasts, right? No one wants to buy a new air conditioner, right? It's not usually I don't ever have anybody wake up in the morning and be like, hey, I'd like to buy a new air conditioner today. Right. I would like to just turn it on and use it and not worry about it and go about my life. So efficiency, yes. So if you're listening, please change your air filter. If you haven't changed it well, let's get it changed. But the airflow is the most critical thing for all forced air equipment, whether it's the furnace, the air conditioner, and then proper maintenance, making sure that everything's away from it. The connections are all tight. The stuff does loosen up. Loose connections cause heat, which cause, higher amperage and things like that, causes more electricity usage, can also cause internal components to fail. So I want to make sure everything's working properly, that, the rodents didn't get in there and make a mess, chew things up, stuff like that. Or, like a lot of the stink bugs and the box elder bugs will get into some of the components, some of the contactors and things, and can cause problems. So we want to make sure everything is clean, ready to go, so you have a nice use of it for the season.
When you do maintain it on a regular basis, what is kind of like the difference in lifespan between not taking care of it over the years and taking care of it over the years? What do you kind of have an opinion on how long you can extend the life of a system?
So long as it's breathing properly, right? Because a lot of systems are not breathing properly. So when they're fixed for they're breathing properly, that you have the right amount of air coming in and going out of the system, and you do your maintenance. You see a lot of equipment that'll go 20 to 30 years, and it looks still brand new, right? And before it has any catastrophic failures. The systems that aren't breathing properly are usually the worst. I've seen systems that are 3 years old that look like they should be replaced because they're that bad. They're full of dirt and debris, and then they've had all kinds of water problems and other issues. So, the maintenance is key, long as it's breathing, right? As long as you can see that the amount of air coming through it is the right amount of air for the system and the way it was designed, because every system has what we call like a static pressure, which is no different than the blood pressure of a person, right? It has to operate in that range, and if it's operating in that range, your utilities will be low, you'll have very few breakdowns, and it'll last a very long time.
We're here with Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. David Nason off, Jim Reidl in for him. I'm Libby Collins in for Dayton Kane this morning. And, of course, we are here to take all of your calls and texts on the Siding Unlimited Mortgage Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620. When we get back, we're going to find out a little bit more about why it's important to check out your air conditioning. And also, Jason's got a special announcement about what happens if you get a brand new air conditioning system. It's all ahead on the Fix It Show right here on WTMJ. We have 26 degrees at 7:14. We're going to get up to the mid-40s today.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
On 894 North, just before the National Avenue exit, the right lane is closed. There's a medical emergency, it looks like.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hello, Debbie. 41 South, just before Capitol Drive. There are 2 cars involved in an accident.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Tariffs and the threat of their implementation have become a central part of the United States trade and foreign policy. What are tariffs? How are they implemented? And what sectors of the economy could benefit if they're put in place? Join me and Annex Wealth Management's Dave Spano, Chief Economist Brian Jacobson on March 11th at 1 p.m. for their informative webinar. Learn how your portfolio and your financial plan might be impacted and affected by tariffs. Visit the Annex Wealth Management webinar page at WTMJ.com.
All right, team, listen up. Merle the Squirrel's here to tell you why Capital's duck cleaning is a game changer.
What did he say?
He said, if you haven't cleaned your ducks in 5 years, you're breathing in all kinds of junk. And unlike those companies who use glorified shop vacs, we use high-powered trucks to clean your ducks the right way.
Yeah, makes sense. Cleaner ducks, cleaner air, healthier home.
Exactly.
Schedule your duck cleaning today and save $200. That's right, save $200.
Call CapitalCares.com.
He's inspected homes inside and out, and he's here for your home issues now. It's the Fix-It Show with David Mason on WTMJ.
And in for David this morning is Jim Reidl.
Hello.
I'm in for Dayton Kane. I'm Libby Collins, and we're here with Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. And, of course, we'll take your calls and your texts on the Siding Unlimited Mortgage Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. I think you've got a question for Jason, Jim.
Sure do. We were just talking about heat pumps off the air, and technology seems to have changed quite a bit. I've been around quite a while, and they were kind of a technology that didn't fit our climate. So I thought Jason could just give an overview, a little bit of maybe the history, where they were used, where they weren't, and how they're changing and coming into our market.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously heat pumps been around for a long, long, long time, right? And everyone's like, well, what's a heat pump versus an air conditioner, right? So the simplest form of it is an air conditioner, takes the heat from your house and brings it outside. Right? So it's the box that sits outside, a coil on top of your furnace or air handler. It's absorbing heat from your house, bringing it outside, and that's how your house cools down in temperature, takes the humidity out of the air. A heat pump does that as well. So a heat pump operates like an air conditioner. But the difference is when you're going to heating season, it can actually take the heat from outside and bring it into your house, right? So that's how it works, right? So it has basically two directions it can go. It can take heat from the house outside or heat from outside and bring it in depending on what your needs are. Now, the thing about a heat pump that's unique versus a furnace or a boiler or anything else is a heat pump is actually 300% efficient. Because of the exchange of refrigerant, you actually get a 3-time ROI on your thing. So if you put $1 worth of electricity into a heat pump, you can get $3 worth of heat out of it, right? So that's where the big benefit of a heat pump comes. Now, heat pumps used to be, in our climate, harder and harder because as it gets colder outside, there's actually less heat in the air, right? Now the technology has changed drastically where they can still extract heat at a negative temperature. Usually negative 10 is our design. They can still run at that temperature and still pull heat out of the air. The problem is your heat pump or your air conditioner is sized differently than your furnace, right? So a typical 1,500 square foot home, let's say in our market, would have a furnace that's typically capable of producing 60,000 BTUs of heat, but the air conditioner would only have 24,000 BTUs of cooling capacity or 24,000 BTUs of heating capacity as a heat pump, right? So it's about half of what you need. So you'd still need some type of supplemental heat beyond the heat pump, if you want to use that as your only heat source. So typically it's a gas furnace, or you can use electric backup heat in the house, propane, boiler, other things. But it's a technology that's come a long way. It's extremely much more efficient. Now, you still have to balance what the cost of electrical is versus gas and things like that. So there's some other things that go into the calculation. But the government has been really big on trying to push people to this technology, right? Trying to get all over across the United States to do it. In fact, some cities like Chicago, all of their current new developments that are, government funded are actually heat pump required. You can't even put gas into them anymore. California is moving that way. So it's a technology that a lot of things are driving towards. And that's where they came out with all that big incentives from the IRA program. So the IRA go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah,
the IRA program.
The IRA program has the HOMES program and the HERES program. That's the two things in the state of Wisconsin. They're both launched and live. The HOMES program does have some heat pump money in it, but it's actually more focused on insulation, air sealing, things like that, and it's about modeled energy savings. The HERES program is actually direct replacement money for heat pumps and electrical upgrades. So heat pump water heaters, heat pumps for your home, electrical wiring, panel upgrades. If you want to put a car charger in, there's instant rebate money you can get for that, right? So go ahead.
I was going to ask you, how do you qualify for all that?
So if you go to the state of Wisconsin to focus on energy, you just Google HERES program. You can actually go online. You can apply, and they give you an instant thing of what you qualify for. Based on income levels, there's different qualifications. Everyone will qualify for something, but some people can qualify for more than others based on their income, and it's really income based on where you live and not necessarily income as a threshold. So it's kind of like how your income rates in your community.
Can you spell out that HERES program? How is it spelled?
HEARS.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's very interesting, and we're going to ask you more about that. We've also got some texts coming in. They want to know what kind of brand of gas furnace that you sell at Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. And also, you've got a special announcement. If you do get a new air conditioner right now, that was something going on. We're going to get to all of that on the Fix-It Show. Today's guest is Jason Fox from Capital. He's joined by Jim Reidl. I'm Libby Collins, and we'll have more after this on WTMJ.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
When Blaine's Farm and Fleet was founded 70 years ago, selling goods at a discount wasn't the norm. The Blaine brothers helped pioneer a new era in retail, and we've helped supply Midwest farms and families with quality products at unbeatable prices ever since. Like assorted Steelworks welding stock, 10% off, and 200-pound AgroMaster protein tubs are on sale, only $64.99. In store or online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
While some people may fall for your sorcery, you're going to need to pull more than a rabbit out of your hat to fool us.
And for my next trick, I will make my career disappear.
The Magic head to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks.
Sends out top. Damian Lillard lets it fly again. And he is locked in right now. Damian Lillard.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Steinhaffel's Waukesha Clearance Center is dangerously overstocked. They must liquidate over $5 million in furniture and mattresses immediately. You can save up to 95% off clearance, closeouts, floor samples, and one-of-a-kinds. Hurry, sale ends Sunday.
From a leaky pipe to finishing your basement, The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Jim Reidl's in for David Nason this morning. We're joined by Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. We had a question on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. Jason, what brand or brands of gas furnaces do you sell?
Oh, the brand question. I love it. So we have a bunch. The top three we put in are Amana, Ream, and Bryant are the three we put in the most, but we have several we can put in. But don't ever be concerned about brand of a furnace because the components inside are almost all made by the same people. So typically furnace manufacturers make their own heat exchangers, their own cabinet, and the rest of the components in there are made by other companies, and they buy them and put them in there. And so like Fasco makes the majority of the inducer motors. Honeywell makes the majority of the boards. So you're buying literally something that's put together from the same places. The installation of that equipment and making sure it breathes properly are the most critical things what it is, because you can take the best piece of equipment in the world, and if it can't breathe well, you're going to have nothing but problems, right? So that's more critical than any brand you'll ever buy.
Jason, you've got a very special announcement this morning, speaking of furnaces, where you're giving away something free. If you buy something else, tell everybody what that is.
So we want to help people take advantage of the HERES program for their homes, right? So the HERES program provides all these rebates and things, and they are a little bit complex to navigate. We really have figured out how to do it, and essentially we put together a thing so that people could save up to $14,000 in incentives on a new system for their home. Okay, so what that is, it requires you for the HERES program requires you to purchase a heat pump. So if you purchase that heat pump, will help you navigate the instant rebates you get. So like this $14,000, the majority of it you can actually get instantly right on the front of the purchase. So if you do that, we're also going to give you a free furnace to go along with that heat pump purchase. So basically between the HERES program and the electrical things we can get for you, the rebates, then there's other local utility rebates we can apply for. We have special financing available lined up with this all. So people are saving up to $14,000 instantly on their equipment basically installed. So we're running this promotion through March. And it essentially is we're giving you a free furnace. We're going to help you navigate all of the rebates. And basically you can save a tremendous amount of money to upgrade your system. Now, it does require you to replace both your furnace and air conditioner to qualify for this. Or if you just have an air handler, if you have a boiler for heat, we can still make it work. Or if you're interested in mini splits for supplemental cooling, we can make the program work. So we have a bunch of different ways. We finally got everyone certified, ready to do, and we've been helping customers with this, and we wanted to announce it to everyone because it's definitely a great offer, and we want to make sure people can take advantage of it while there's still funds available for it. So it's basically up to $14,000 off. You're getting a free furnace. We're going to help you navigate all the rebates and everything. The majority of the rebates are all up front, so you don't have to worry about filing. We'll take care of all that stuff. It's a reduction immediately off there. And then if there's a balance due, we have some really great special financing rates that are some are 0%, some are at a low APR, so make the project completely affordable, and we'll take care of everything end to end. And we can also see if you have other issues in the home that need to, like maybe a panel upgrade or other electrical things that you can qualify for. So that's our big promotion we have going on right now. It's everything. If you want to find out more about it, if you want a consultation, it's all completely free. We'll come help you navigate it all, get everything applied for and all that stuff so you can see exactly what it would cost. You can just give us a call. 262-220-7020 is our phone number, or callcapitalcares.com is our website.
It's an amazing deal, and we're going to hear more about it. And if you've got questions, too, you can get through on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. That number is 855-616-1620. Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing is here today, along with Jim Reidl, in for David Nason. I'm Libby Collins, in for Dayton Kate. And we've got Sean Brinda. He's in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. And, Sean, what's going on this hour at 7:30?
Thanks, Libby. Milwaukee police are investigating multiple shootings that took place Friday night and early Saturday morning. The first shooting took place just after 7 p.m. near the corners of Locust Street and 47th Street. A 40-year-old victim was shot and taken to a local hospital for treatment. And then the second shooting happened at around 12:30 a.m. near the corners of Totona Avenue and Wright Street. 3 people were shot and taken to local hospitals for treatment as well. At this time, Milwaukee police are searching for suspects and are investigating each incident. And surpassing expectations, the Milwaukee 2% sales tax brought in $200 million for the city. City Comptroller Bill Christensen said he expected the first year of the sales tax to generate $184 million. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the tax went $16.5 million over the target goal. Christensen says events like the Republican National Convention and the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival brought a large inflow of cash into the local economy. And new details about what's inside the contract for the newly approved Milwaukee Public School Superintendent, Dr. Brenda Cassellius. Cassellius is slated to earn $320,000 per year in her new position, plus a transitional salary of $80,000 for work performed from March 15th through June 30th, before her first annual contract year officially begins on July 1st. Her contract also includes $33,000 annually in a retirement plan, provided she is employed as superintendent for the entire fiscal year. By comparison, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson receives just only $169,000 annually. All right, taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We have one incident out on the road at I-43 South at Wisconsin Route 164. Right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle at this time. Other than that, roads are looking clear across the Milwaukee area.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Saturday is looking mostly sunny, a high of 47 degrees. That's going to be clear and cool with a low of 30 degrees. Sunday's going to be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 56 degrees. Monday will be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 60 degrees. And Tuesday's going to be partly cloudy and cooler with a high of 51 degrees, leading into Wednesday, which will be mostly cloudy with a high of 47 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 22. In Green Bay, it's 19. In Waukesha, it's 20 degrees. And right now in Milwaukee, it's 34 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:33.
How would you like to own a jewelry store?
Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy?
Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people.
Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now?
Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email.
Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's.
A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
I want you to listen to this. Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing believes in keeping your family comfortable and supporting all of your heating and cooling needs. Now, if your heating system is old, it's unreliable, or maybe costing you a fortune to run, their team of friendly, on-time certified technicians is here to help and help you save. Save more than ever at Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing because they have an unbelievable deal for you. Right now, when you purchase a complete heating and cooling system, they'll throw in the furnace for free. That's right, I said free. And a $3,200 value, and it's absolutely on the house. But wait, there's even more. Capital goes beyond for you, offering same-day service 7 days a week because no one should ever be left in the cold. And here's the very best part. You could get up to $14,000 in rebates, tax incentives, and discounts. Plus, take advantage of 0% financing for up to 60 months with payments as low as $107 a month. There's no need to ever overpay for heat, and you can stop worrying about breakdowns and start saving with Capital. All you have to do is call 414-710-9755 or go to callcapitalcares.com to schedule your free estimate today. Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing, the team that goes beyond for you.
Now, back to the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
And welcome back. It's 7:36. I'm Libby Collins in for Dayton Kane, along with Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. David Nason is training people today, so we've got Jim Reidl in for him. And Jim and Jason, we've been talking a lot about obviously cooling and heating, but you also do some plumbing. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we had cooling and heating, then we added electric, and plumbing we launched in January, really December, but January is kind of when we started to release it to the public. And it kind of brings my career full circle because I actually started my career as a plumber in the mid '90s, and we never offered it as a service, and it was highly asked for by our customer base and things like that. So we went out and decided, okay, we're ready to bring this service to the market. So. As you know, we serve homeowners in their home, right? So if you're a homeowner, you own a home, anything plumbing, electric, HVAC needs, we take care of all that stuff. But we have an amazing plumbing department. We got some really great plumbers that work for us. And, a lot of our Capital Cares Club members, we added the benefit for free. So we didn't actually increase it. We just said, look, you can have plumbing for free as a service. So that includes a plumbing inspection where we come out and actually look at your entire house. How's everything working? Do you have anything leaking? Is there anything, that we should bring to your attention? But it also includes a free drain cleaning once a year for our members, right? So if you have like maybe a tub that's draining slow or a kitchen sink or maybe even your main line has a problem, we'll come out and we'll clean that once a year for free, up to 75 feet of what it is. So the plumbing has been super busy, actually. The guys have been extremely busy doing it. It's been a great add to what we're doing, and I feel like it completes the offer of our services quite well with everything that we do.
Well, I was going to say, they're all kind of integrated, aren't they? When you look at heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric, that if one of those things isn't working right, you could potentially have problems with another.
It's possible, yeah. I mean, it's possible when something's causing the other, but, typically they're separate systems, right? But the big thing is how many different people do you want to have to know and call, or do you want to just have one place to call that handles it all, right? That was kind of the thing behind it is, okay, I know if I call them, I take care of it. I'm a club member. I'm already going to save money, right? Because I know I'm going to save money every time you come out. It's reasonable, and I'm guaranteed service, right? So it makes it really easy for people because it's like you have one place to call. You're guaranteed to have someone out there, and you're going to save money if we come out there. So it's just a simple for everyone to do.
And speaking of calling, if you want to talk to Jason Fox from Capital Heating and also Jim Reidl, you can get through on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. And Jason, one of those questions is somebody wanted to know about this deal if you buy an air conditioner and you get the furnace free. What if the furnace that you have currently is still working okay? Do you have to have everything installed at once?
So to qualify for the incentives from the HERES program, they require what they call an AHRI certificate, and that certificate matches the air conditioner efficiency to a furnace. So the only way to get that certificate is you have to have both purchased at the same time. So you unfortunately have to replace both systems to get that certificate to get all the rebates to qualify. The other thing is the equipment has to be Energy Star rated. So there's some different things to do that. Now, if you don't want to do that, let's say you're like, hey, I just want to buy an air conditioner. We have really good deals on air conditioners and financing for that. But if you want to take advantage of all the incentives and the whole program, then you have to replace both.
Has the state ever offered a program like that before?
We've had like local utility incentives on different things and heat pumps, but nothing of this magnitude. This is the largest rebates we've ever seen on the residential side for homes. So it's quite a lot of money for people to save. And the nice thing is it's upfront money, so people aren't waiting to get the rebates mailed to them after the fact or things like that. We're actually able to give them the rebates on day one, and then they just have to pay the balance due. Sometimes there's not much of a balance at all. Sometimes it's depending on what we're doing for scope and things.
Now, what if people are anticipating? Right now, the air conditioner, the furnace are both doing okay, but they might both be, 15, 20, 25 years old. Is it a good time to just say, you know what, before they break down, maybe get them replaced?
Well, so we've had a number of technology changes, so things are more efficient. But the big thing is we have all these tariffs coming in, all these other stuff. So guess what's happening is things are going to get more expensive. So if you're on the fence for it, it's never going to be cheaper than it is to do now between the rebates and what we're, the product that's here, it doesn't have tariffs on it as we get further into the season and more product has to come in because the majority of equipment is made in Mexico. For the manufacturers, that's where a lot of the plants are. There's a couple that are made in the United States, but the majority of the stuff is made there. So what's going to happen is that's all going to become more expensive, especially as we get into busy season and they start bringing in. Everyone had to switch refrigerants this year as well. So there's quite a bit of different things that have caused prices to increase, and it's going to have them probably increase significantly over the next few years.
Jason, is there somebody in the office right now if we call? If you
Of
call
course.
right now? Okay, well, let's give that phone number then.
There's always somebody in the office. 262-220-7020, 262-220-7020. Gabriella is working today, so you'd be happy to set up appointments for you. Like I said, if you're not sure, it's completely free for us to come out, right? So there's no obligation. You can at least understand what does it look like? What am I actually getting rebates and qualifications for? And then you can make the decision, is it the right thing to move forward with or not?
All right, we've got Jason Fox here from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing, and there might be a giveaway in
we're gonna
10, 15 minutes or so.
We're gonna get some Merle's Club winners today for sure, and more than
Can't
one.
wait. Well, we're going to tell you about that in just a couple minutes with Jason Fox on the Fix It Show. Also, Jim Reidl is here in for David Nason. I'm Libby Collins in for Dayton Kane at 7:42. We're up to 26 degrees. We're going to get in the mid-40s today. And we'll have more on the Fix It Show right after this on WTMJ.
From sliding framed, semi-frameless, or frameless glass shower doors to heavy all-glass custom enclosures that can be built to fit any opening, at Less's Glass, we cover all the bases. But our biggest strength isn't only our selection. It's in our installation experience. We've been around nearly 40 years, and you only last that long if your installers leave the job the way your customers expect it to be left. Other places can sell you a glass shower enclosure, and some of those big guys may even be able to do it for a little cheaper. But the question you need to ask yourself is, will the job be done right? So remember, paying for quality only hurts once, but it does feel good when you get what you expect. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Upgrade your home with new outlets from Legrand. They have innovative outlets and light switches available in a variety of finishes and styles with features like USB Type A and C charging ports. Brighten up your home and save big on Legrand outlets and light switches today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber's offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Eric Brown and his crew from Siding Unlimited can fix whatever's wrong with the outside of your house. How do you know what's wrong with it? Well, look for these trouble signs. On your windows, paint peeling, wood rot or damage from condensation? How well do they operate? Got mold on the storm windows? Siding have any dents, holes, or chips, paint, or color issues? Is the caulking cracked? How's the flashing? Roof look okay? How about your doors? Decks are another place for critical inspection. Maybe you'd just like to have a new one. Eric is a regular here on the Fix-It Show. You regular listeners are aware of his expertise. He's president of Siding Unlimited, but that's not a desk job. He's out there working with the crews, inspecting people's structure problems and fixing them. Siding Unlimited will fix yours too. Make a note to contact Siding Unlimited online at sidingunlimited.com or see Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners in Brookfield.
This is the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
And we've got David Nason off today. Jim Reidl is in for him. Jason Fox is here from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric. I'm Libby Collins in for Dayton Kane. And you've got a question for Jason, Jim. Tell us all about it.
Sure. Earlier, Jason, you said furnaces breathe. And I wonder if everybody listening kind of understands exactly what you mean by a furnace breathing. So I wanted you to say, get a little more interpretation on that and just explain that a little bit better.
Okay, that's a really, really good question. So all furnaces have a size, right? So it's like this is capable of producing this much heating and this much cooling, okay? That size relates to the amount of air that's required for the furnace to operate properly. So that's what we mean by breathing, right? So think about it this way. So every furnace moves cubic feet of air per minute. A cubic foot of air is a basketball, right? So let's go back to that house we talked about, a 1,500 square foot house where you had 60,000 BTUs of heating and 24,000 BTUs of cooling, okay? That furnace system, we need to move 900 basketballs of air every single minute through it to work properly, okay? So when it's doing that, it's actually running as it's designed and manufactured, and it meets the requirements that the manufacturer says it needs to be installed with, right? But if your system only has 500 basketballs of air coming through it, well, it's not breathing properly, right? So what happens is it's choking, right? So just like imagine you're running a marathon, Jim, and you train for a marathon, you're going to run a marathon, you get everything set up, but then right before you start, someone puts a cocktail straw in your mouth, says, now you have to run your marathon breathing through this, right? Well, you might be able to do it for a while, but eventually it's going to create a lot of issues for you, right? Because you can't get enough air to breathe through the system. Well, your system in your house is no different, right? So what happens is you have longer time running because it's not moving the right amount of air through the system, so it's taking longer to heat and cool. But also the components in there are typically can be overheating or they can have other issues with it, and it causes your system to basically break down or suck a lot of dirt and debris and stuff in there. So like we'll come to homes where you have an air filter on the side of the furnace all the time, right? We always talk about changing it. We'll go in there and the entire system is full of dirt and debris. Well, how does it get so dirty if it's right next to the air filter? Well, what happens is more than likely is the system doesn't have enough air coming into it, so it's sucking air past the filter, through all the screw holes, nooks, crannies, everywhere else, and it's getting all over the blower wheels and the components inside. And as they get more dirt on them, it's even harder to breathe, right? So what happens is the system just starts to have a catastrophic series of events that intend to failing.
What are some ways that might be fixed when it's not breathing correctly?
So when it's not breathing correctly, it's almost always comes back to a couple of things, and usually it's your ductwork, right? So you don't have enough ductwork in or out, right? So we can fix those sometimes that the filter.
That's kind of balancing. You have to have the same amount of air being pushed away from the furnace as the amount of air being brought back into the furnace.
100%, right? And then also, like, is the filter the right size, right? Because there's different types of size filters and things, and filters have ratings to them, and there's all these other things. So there's a lot of like technical stuff that goes into it, but that's why we're good at what we do, right? That's what we do. We figure all that out. And every manufacturer says, hey, your system should have this kind of the maximum we want to see it working at, right? Now, it can exceed that maximum, but if you exceed that maximum, you're going to have a lot of premature failures and things. And now manufacturers are even voiding warranties on systems that don't meet that requirement. We've gotten bulletins saying, hey, We've had way too many replacements for this. If it's exceeding these requirements, we're going to avoid the warranty on the system.
Sounds to me like maybe you need some duct cleaning, Jason. And I want to talk to you about that. And also, we've got a big giveaway to announce. It's all coming up on the Fix It Show with Jason Fox. He's here from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to
Fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone!
spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
Back again and gone again for Hoskins.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the Angels Saturday at 2. No matter the season, we are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
If you're a woman looking to take control of your financial future, you are not alone. Women are leading the way in business and managing household finances, but challenges still exist. That's why Annex Wealth Management presents the Women in Wealth series every third Thursday. It'll empower you with knowledge and resources to succeed. Join us for collaborative discussions, community building, and learn about key areas of financial planning. Women in Wealth events are free every third Thursday. Sign up at annexwealth.com/events and bring a friend.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done. Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
I'm Zach Emmons with Creative Construction of Wisconsin. Are you seeking an experienced, award-winning contractor who provides unmatched plaster and stucco services? As part of the 6th generation of our family-owned company, we have served the area for over 90 years, handling all types of stucco, interior, and ornamental plaster work, from small repairs and remodels to large residential projects. Creative Construction staff have the skills to deliver quality results. Featuring NARI certified professionals, our craftsmen match all plaster and stucco textures, adding custom touches as needed. Call 414-397-4072 or visit callcreativeconstruction.com for competitive pricing and a personalized approach. Creative Construction of Wisconsin. Cutting-edge stucco and plaster techniques with homegrown family values. Call 397-4072 or visit callcreativeconstruction.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's the Fix It Show, exclusively on 620 WTMJ.
And we've got Jason Fox from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. And Jason, a couple questions about duct cleaning. How do you get access to the ducts? Do you have to cut holes like where the ducts are exposed in the basement? And also, is duct cleaning one base price, or is it based on the size of the house? And how do you get an estimate for all that? A lot of questions there.
Great questions. So we have a couple ways we clean ducts. It depends if the ductwork is exposed in the basement or not. If the ductwork's exposed, yes, we'll cut a couple of holes in to do the cleaning with our truck system. And then basically we have patches we put over the holes, and then basically in the future, if you ever need to clean again, they can just be re-accessed through those same ones. So we seal everything back up so it's like brand new again when we're done. As far as the pricing stuff, it is based on the square footage of your home, and there's a couple of questions we ask, but we don't need to come out. We can do all that over the phone. We just have to ask a few questions, and then we can basically get you scheduled. We do have promotions from time to time too, so it's best to call in, because if we're a little bit slow, we can offer some additional incentives, or sometimes if we have jobs nearby each other, we can offer a little bit better pricing because we have less travel and things like that. So it's if you call in and talk to Gabriella or anyone else, they will basically can give you a quote right over the phone, so you know exactly what it is.
Well, and speaking of getting quotes, you've got Merle's League of Home Defenders. We haven't talked about that all morning long. Tell us a little bit about it, and I think we've got something special for some listeners.
So Merle's League of Home Defenders is the world's greatest club, right? So it covers your electric, your plumbing, and your HVAC in your home. You save about $1,500 a year in value of what it is. So what do you get with it? You get 2 of our beyondifications, which are an AC beyondification and a furnace beyondification. So we're going to come out and go through everything throughout your house, check all the ductwork, check all the different things, make sure everything's working good. Those typically are a value of $199 each. You get 20% off all repairs. You get basically no charge for diagnostic fees for coming out for the weekdays or the weekends. You get 10% off of our duct cleaning we're just talking about. You get $400 worth of capital cash. You get 1 free drain cleaning per year for your club members. You also get a electrical and a plumbing safety inspection for your home. So that you're thinking about it, you're getting actually 5 different trips out to your house at no charge each year to come out and do all that stuff. So it's $1,500 in value if you sign up for Merle. If you're not a lucky winner today, it's $288 a year, or $24 a month is what it is. We just charge you monthly. You have all these services. We take care of all the different things for you, and it really it's a great program.
It certainly is. And what do you have for our listeners?
So being the 8th day of the month, we're going to give away 8 lucky club members today. Now you're not going to call the studio. You're going to text in the word club, C-L-U-B, to 414-214-0184. Once again, you're going to text in club to 414-214-0184. You're going to get 12 months free of Merle's League. So that's all the different stuff we just talked about. You'll be a free member for 12 months. When you text in, we'll get a hold of you today. We'll get everything scheduled. You'll have benefits starting today, and we can actually schedule your AC and furnace tune-up for Monday if you wanted, right? So you're going to text in the 414-214-0184. If you're not lucky enough to win, you'll be able to join and get the same great benefits. It's an amazing club and really takes care of people.
Well, we are just about out of time, Jason, and we want to remind everybody one more time about the special that you're running this month about getting a free furnace.
Yes, free furnace, up to $14,000 in instant rebates and incentives. It's a great program. We partner with a heat pump with it. We'll help you navigate all this stuff. If you're interested, call us. We can come out for free, take a look at everything, and tell you exactly what you're going to pay and what you're eligible for. You can give us a call at 262-220-7020.
Jason Fox, always great to have you here from Capital Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. Jim Reidl is going to be back with us right after the news. I'm Libby Collins in for Dayton Kane. It is the Fix-It Show, sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction.
This has been The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds.
The Bucks are about to show the Magic some real sorcery.
Here's a drive inside. Giannis goes, speaking of blow-bys, right past Powell to the cup. And with that bucket, Giannis cracks 20,000 points for his career.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6 with Buck Shoot Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 25 degrees here in Milwaukee. Saturday's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 47 degrees. Tonight's going to be clear and cool with a low of 30 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brenda. Milwaukee police are investigating multiple shootings that took place Friday night and early Saturday morning. The first shooting took place just after 7 p.m. near the corners of Locust Street and 47th Street. 40-year-old victim was shot and taken to a local hospital for treatment. The second shooting happened at around 12:30 a.m. near the corners of Tatuna Avenue and Wright Street. 3 people were shot and taken to local hospitals for treatment as well. At this time, Milwaukee police are searching for suspects and are investigating each incident. Russian airstrikes intensifying across Ukraine overnight, killing at least 20 and injuring 55, according to Ukrainian officials. More from ABC's Alama Hassan at the foreign desk.
These attacks come after the U.S. has cut off Ukraine's access to commercial satellite imagery, stopping military aid and sharing intelligence, all crucial for Ukraine's military to operate. One Ukrainian officer saying, "We are fighting blindly." The U.S. is increasing pressure on Ukraine into peace talks with Russia. And of course, all eyes will be on the scheduled talks in Saudi Arabia next week between U.S. and Ukrainian negotiators, hoping to agree to a peace deal.
In Racine County,
preliminary hearing March 12th at 8:30.
A preliminary hearing is set for the 15-year-old charged with stabbing his mother to death in Franksville. Reid Galensky is being charged as an adult after prosecutors say he planned to kill both his parents and was inspired by a recent documentary about the Menendez brothers. Galensky is being held on a $1 million bond. He will be allowed supervised contact with his father through the Juvenile Detention Center. The latest Marquette Law School poll shows many Wisconsin voters aren't familiar with the candidates on the April 1st ballot.
In the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, 38% of people don't have an opinion on Brad Schimmel compared to 58% not having an opinion on Susan Crawford. But over 80% of voters say they are aware that the election would tip the perceived partisan balance on the court. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
For State Superintendent of Public Instruction, even higher percentages lack opinions of incumbent Jill Underly and her opponent, Brittany Kinzer. A formal deposition by the Wisconsin Elections Commission seeks to uncover how 193 absentee ballots went uncounted in the city of Madison during the 2024 general election.
The motion is to delegate the authority to conduct depositions of employees of the City of Madison.
The vote in favor was unanimous from the Wisconsin Elections Commission Friday, meaning Madison City Clerk Mary Beth Witzel-Bell and others with knowledge of the uncounted ballots will be required to conduct formal interviews with the commission. This after several commissioners expressed concern over a perceived lack of urgency.
It's the clerk's job to handle this, not to ignore it.
This is not rocket science. The 193 ballots didn't get counted.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 8:04.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
And if you want to make your home more maintenance-free, rely on J&B Construction. Whether it's roofing, siding, skylights, or attic insulation, J&B Construction has been a provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services all the way since 1958. Now, when working with J&B, you're going to find superior products that have exceptional overall durability and energy efficiency, adding value to your most important investment. Installed by J&B's certified employees, your home will experience decades of performance and beauty. At J&B, the objective is for its skilled sales staff to educate clients, assisting them in their selections and making the process enjoyable. In addition to helping to choose the best products, J&B considers the home's architectural style and surroundings to enhance curb appeal. For a complimentary evaluation of your home's exterior, call J&B at 262-437-0537 or just visit jnbconstruction.com. Remember, your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. It's going to be another sunny day of Cactus League baseball as the Brewers look to secure another win today in Arizona against the LA Angels and American Family Fields of Phoenix today at 2 o'clock. And the Milwaukee Bucks hope to gain a win tonight at home as they take on the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. And in Badger news, the number 12 men's Wisconsin team takes on Penn State in their Big Ten play at the Kohl Center. Tip-off is at noon. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. We have one incident on the road right now at I-43 North at Port Washington Road. Right shoulder is closed due to a disabled vehicle. Other than that, roads are looking clear across the Milwaukee area.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Saturday's going to be mostly sunny, a high of 47 degrees. Tonight's going to be clear and cool with a low of 30 degrees. Sunday's going to be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 56. Leading into Monday will be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 60 degrees. Tuesday, partly cloudy, cooler, and will be a high of 51 degrees. Leading into Wednesday, which will be mostly sunny with a high of 47 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 22. In Green Bay, it's 19. In Waukesha, it's 20. And in Milwaukee, it's 25 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Need help around the house? Even the handiest do-it-yourselfer needs an extra hand sometimes.
You fixed it!
During The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
And The Fix-It Show is sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. Taking Kate off today, I'm Libby Collins, and we've got David Nason out training other home inspectors, so that means Jim Reidl is here with us. And this hour, Jim, I am so happy to introduce these people, because we've got Scott Klein from J&B Construction, and he brought along with him Tim Comerford, who's a sales specialist. But most interestingly, he brought along his daughter, Allie Klein. And Scott, first of all, welcome. as always.
Thank you. Good to hear your voice again, Libby.
And you know what? The interesting thing that you brought along, Allie, today, because we mentioned that in that last commercial a few minutes ago that J&B is now a third generation business, and Allie, of course, is representing that. And tell us a little bit about J&B and how your dad started it back in 1958.
Yeah, I like to tell the story that J&B was started 2 years before I was started. And so what happened is I grew up in the industry. I got out of high school in 1978 and was with the company pretty much ever since. Went to UW-Milwaukee, and at that time you could go to school 3 days a week, take all your classes, and so I was going to school and working at the same time. So I've been involved for about 48 years now. And in the 90s, obviously, Libby, you know my wife, Wendy, she joined the company, and she's been an integral part of J&B and very important on the inside of everything that happens there. And we were blessed with twins, Allie and Austin, and both of them are involved as the third generation of J&B. We have a younger son, Aaron. Don't know if he's going to join up or not yet, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's our story a little bit. So we're going on 67 years of being in business, 3 generations, and you know, some people say they have a guy, some of them say they have a girl. Well, we have a whole family and multiple people involved in the company, and truly family owned and operated.
And I, you know, Scott, I mean, I've known you for a number of years, and my husband and I have used J&B for a number of different projects, and it's so nice when we do have an issue that we can just pick up the phone, and who answers? It's usually Wendy or Allie.
Yeah, you get really good opportunity to, you know, talk to owners at J&B Construction, and one of the things that Allie does very well is greets our new potential clients or our existing clients and make sure everything happens in the right directions with salespeople and, you know, who they need to see and what they're looking for. So our salespeople go out knowing exactly pretty much what the situation is. She's gotten very, very good at that, and there was a time when she was going to college, she didn't even want to answer the phone because she wasn't comfortable, and now it's a whole new world for her.
And Allie, tell us, since you have joined the company, if you've gotten involved, what is it you like most? What are you most enthused about?
I would say that I still learn something new every single day, and that I get to work right beside my dad. My office is actually just a few feet away from his, so I will never grow up and say that I did not spend enough time with my parents in my 20s. So, yeah, I would say just being with them and being with my twin brother as well is great.
And you know, it's interesting. You said your office is just a couple steps away from your dad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times when I've talked to either you or to your mom, Wendy, and it's like, I'll have a question, and they'll say, well, wait, we'll ask Scott. And you know they're going to ask him. I mean, you know you're going to get the answer very quickly from the person who knows all of it.
Yep, exactly. It's great having him right beside me because he can help whenever he is needed.
And of course, Scott, you've got, now this is what really blows me away. The J&B team has over 140 years of combined exterior remodeling experience.
I'm sure we're blowing that number away. I'm sure that's way underestimated between myself, Tim, who's here, and we have another salesperson. I like to brag that, you know, I'm the second youngest sales guy, and I'm turning 65 this month. So,
happy birthday.
Well, thank you. And don't want to mention birthdays, but Allie and Austin's were yesterday.
Oh, well, happy belated birthday, Allie and Austin.
27.
Oh, you're still a kid. You've got a lot of years ahead of you. Well, we've got Scott Klein here with Allie Klein for J&B Construction. They're also joined by Tim Comerford. He's a sales specialist. We don't want to forget about you, Tim. And we're going to get to some of your questions on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line as well this morning. It's 855-616-1620. We've got Jim Reidl here. And when we get back, Jim's got a question for Scott right here on The Fix-It Show.
There are a lot of interesting people and traditions in Wisconsin. 1 hour of covering culture and creativity in our state is simply not enough. I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ's What's on Tap with the happy news that my show is now expanded to 2 hours. So please join me weeknights from 6 till 8 for updates on festivals, films, food, music, theater, and other ways we love to make the most of Wisconsin life. What's on Tap with Sandy Max weeknights now from 6 till 8 on WTMJ. And subscribe to the What's on Tap podcast to listen anytime you want.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true, but offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
You're going to get a free furnace from Quality. No gimmick. You'll get a free furnace. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace. And this heat pump is not only going to give you 2 sources of heat and a backup, but also the heat pump will act as an AC system to cool your home as well. It's extremely efficient. I have a heat pump in my own home, and this I know. Your heat pump will cut your energy bills substantially. You'll be getting a top-of-the-line heat pump system and a free furnace. And you'll save thousands plus qualifying government incentives. So now, through March 31st, you'll get a heck of a deal from Quality. This is the only time of the year we can do this. So call Quality, and let's get you taken care of. Get your free furnace and upgrade your home's HVAC system to absolute max efficiency. Buy a heat pump from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace through March 31st.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Making sure your honey-do list doesn't turn into a honey, what did you do list? It's the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
I'm Libby Collins, and we've got Scott Klein and Tim Comerford. He's a sales specialist with J&B Construction. Also, we're joined by Scott's daughter, Allie Klein, and we've got Jim Reidl here in for David Nason. And Jim, I know you've got some questions for J&B Construction.
Yes. Why don't I start with Allie? Why don't you, right off the bat, just let people know how to get a hold of you guys?
Yep. So you can contact us off our office number, which is 262-437-0537. Or you can visit our website, which is www.jandbconstruction.com, and you can set up an appointment through there as well.
Great. So, Tim, get you in on the conversation here. What should customers look for when getting a roofing and siding bid?
Well, I think the most important thing is that they make sure that they have a representative from the company. Allie, when she schedules it with one of our sales personnel, to make sure that you're meeting with someone so they can come assess your property, discuss with you what you're looking for, and make sure that your needs are met. There's a lot that goes into it, whether it's roofing or siding. With the roofing, there's components that need to be inspected. We always make sure that we get into areas like the attic We want to check existing flashings to see what condition they're in, soffit venting, some roof venting issues that you may have. All those areas need to be checked before an accurate proposal can be made. So again, we discuss it a lot to make sure that we get out there and that our sales personnel are looking at all those areas in order to get you the accurate quote that you need for whatever the situation is. Same with siding. That's a little more involved than the roofing. Sometimes it's a longer process to take a look at what type of products you're going to go with, some of those areas. But, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
Well, I think it's great that you guys look in the attic, and I had a personal experience where I was working in a house, and I had to go up into the attic space, and they had mentioned just in casual conversation that they had just done a roof. And when I went up in the attic, the entire bottom side of their sheathing, the underside of the roof, was completely covered in mold. And I thought they wasted a ton of money because now they're going to have to probably redo a bunch of that. So I think that's a very good point that you do that.
We're just finishing up a very large product in Menominee Falls with that exact situation. Improper venting, moisture gets up in there, starts delaminating some of the roof sheathing. But without that in-person inspection, that initial contact and getting out there and looking at your property, you can't give an accurate quote.
Yeah, and usually if that problem happens, it's because there's something that wasn't done right or something changed in the house with maybe interior remodeling that didn't get addressed with proper ventilation, because the ventilation is a big key, so obviously you guys look into that. The other thing that we just happened to casually be talking about was there are companies that will do a roof inspection just from a satellite view. There's technology out there where roofers will just do the whole measurement and everything, and you guys actually show up and look, and obviously eyes on site is a lot different than the satellite. What else do you have to say on that?
Well, you have to do that. You know, before you can start any of the projects, you got to do a complete evaluation of what they have. And we talk about this quite often. You know, probably 85-90% of the homes throughout that we look at are either under ventilated or under insulated. And even if they're insulated well, sometimes they're insulated improperly. Soffit vents are closed off, no insulation chutes, you know, and all these components are extremely important with ventilation and how long the roof lasts and longevity. There's a lot of homes I look at and they'll tell me, you know, the roof is 17 years old. I looked at one a couple weeks ago and they thought the roof should have been in good shape. And knowing what I know, a roof should last around 25 years, and it was done at 17 years. And, you know, for me to go out and just put a new roof on, they would have had the exact same problem. Or the project that Tim was talking about in the Falls that we just completed this week, if we didn't look in the attic and we didn't evaluate the ventilation and insulation issues that were there, we would have put a new roof on and they would have had the exact same problems. So it's extremely important that we're looking at all these different things. But getting back to what you were saying about satellite imagery, it doesn't tell us anything about flashing detail. It doesn't tell us anything about attic situation. Doesn't tell us anything about gutters and downspouts. Doesn't tell us anything about flashing detail. So, yes, we can get all our measurements, and life is better for me as a sales guy because I was around way before there was the satellite imagery and measurements, but you end up with the problem of not knowing a lot of the other key components that are important to the longevity and durability of a roof system.
Well, there's also a feel factor. If you're stepping on a roof and it's spongy, you kind of know you got to look a little deeper. So, okay, Libby.
Yeah, I know, and that's why you have the experts at JNB, because they've worked in every facet of the industry, so they can spot those things, and we're going to tell you more. We've got Scott Klein here, along with Allie Klein. Tim Comerford's here from JNB Constructions. Jim Reidl is here with you, and we're going to have more on the Fix-It Show right after this. It looks like we're going to get up to about 47 degrees today, and at 8:24, it's 29 at WTMJ.
She's different and special and loaded with personality.
And there's one more thing, but you can't explain it in words. She's the one.
She's the one.
The one. You know it.
Your friends know it.
The whole world knows it.
we curated a special selection of engagement rings for her.
Can you guess what we call it?
We call it the One Collection by Kessler's.
Because these engagement rings are different
And special.
and loaded with personality.
And one more thing, but you can't explain it in words.
Engagement rings in the One Collection start at just $725.
But some of them are more.
A lot more.
But we've got you covered.
First, we have 12 months financing at 0%. Or
second, we have 36 months financing at 9.99%, both with approved credit.
Third, we have second chance financing if you need someone to give you a second chance.
And don't forget the Kessler's warranty.
The strongest warranty of any jewelry store in the world.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
I used to think that going to church was like paying a religious tax. Dying and rising to live in Jesus isn't about paying religious taxes. It is God working the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus in us to grow a new creation.
Dr. Michael Ziegler this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
CertaPro painters know how important your home is to you, and I know how good their work is. CertaPro did the painting at our house, and it's absolutely fantastic. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. And right now, call and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. They are the best in the business. Inside painting, outside painting, they do it all. Schedule your free home estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. I trust these guys. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and Chris are joined by Bucks head coach Doc Rivers. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
From a leaky pipe to finishing your basement, The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Scott and Allie Klein and Tim Comerford from J&B Construction are here with us this hour. And Scott, we talked a lot about roofing, but what about siding? Because I know that's a huge part of what you do.
Yeah, it is. And that's the same scenario, Libby. You want to get a complete evaluation of what's existing. And there's a lot of product choices out there. There's combinations of products that can be used from different manufacturers on projects. There's a lot of design issues that come into play. And there's a lot of things that people don't know. So one of the things that we like to do, and I did this yesterday with a consumer, and they were very grateful for it, is just to walk around of their existing building and start to give them choices and so forth, because we really can't do an accurate bid until they put a product to what they're going to be using and a lot of the detail that comes into what's going to happen with their project. And then you have the situation of Tyvek House Wrap, which we're a certified installer of Tyvek. So that's a big part of protecting their building and the longevity of protecting their building. Things have changed through the years, and people don't deal with roofs and siding too often, so they really got to be brought up to speed on what's new out there.
And I like the way that you said you were out there yesterday, because I know for a fact, because we've had you will come out, you're up there on the roof. You're checking things out and looking at it before you're even making a bid for any jobs.
Oh, absolutely. We did multiple projects for you. We did David Nason's siding. We did Dayton's roof on his house. It was very complicated with flats and low slopes on Dayton's house. So, we've had the WTMJ people kind of corralled and had the opportunity to do a lot of work for different people, including Tom Feza.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about how easy it is to get you there, because as we said, you come out for a lot of these projects, and I know Tim Comerford does as well. How do we get in touch with you?
So you can just give our office a call. You'll either be talking to me or Wendy, and that number is 262-437-0537. Or you can visit our website, which is www.jnbconstruction.com, and you can set up an appointment through that as well.
And I know it's important to state, too, you're members of both NARI and the Better Business Bureau.
Absolutely. I've spent a lot of time at NARI. I was president in 07 and 08. Prior to my presidency, I was chairman of the ethics committee, and I did that for about 8 or 9 years. And for about the last 6 or 7 years, I am chairman of the ethics committee once again. So try to stay involved with NARI and networking, and I'm getting the third generation involved too.
And J&B Construction, around since 1958. We've got more questions coming up also about flat roofs. Got to find out about that one. But at 8:30, we've got Sean Brenda in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Sean, what's going on this hour?
Thanks, Libby. Surpassing expectations, the Milwaukee 2% sales tax brought in $200 million for the city. City Comptroller Bill Christensen said he expected the first year of the sales tax to generate $184 million. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the tax went $16.5 million over the target goal. Christensen says events like the Republican National Convention and the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival brought a large inflow of cash into the local economy. And business owners across the country are facing uncertainty over the tariffs that President Donald Trump imposed, then paused on goods from Canada and Mexico. In Milwaukee, Biffert Lumber and Hardware President Eli Biffert says if Trump brings back the tariffs, the cost to build an average-sized home will increase about $2,500 because some of the lumber used to build houses comes from Canada. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. We still have that incident at I-43 North at Port Washington Road. Right shoulder is closed due to a disabled vehicle. Then over on 43 South at Wisconsin Route 164, right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle as well. Other than that, roads are looking clear across the Milwaukee area. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Saturday's looking mostly sunny with a high of 47 degrees. Tonight will be clear and cool with a low of 30 degrees. Sunday's looking mostly sunny and mild with a high of 56 degrees. Leading into Monday, which will be mostly sunny and mild with a high of 60 degrees. Tuesday's going to be partly cloudy, cooler with a high of 51 degrees. Leading into Wednesday, it will be mostly cloudy with a high of 47 degrees. Right now, Madison, it's 22 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 19 degrees. In Waukesha, it is 29 degrees. But right now in Milwaukee, it's 27 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda. Outdoor living in the WTMJ News Time is 8:32.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Pastor Tim Butker here, inviting you to join us each week for Christian Crusaders. The Bible tells the greatest story ever told, one of hope, redemption, and new life. As we journey through a Bible overview and head towards Easter, we remember the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who conquered sin and the grave for us all. Grow in faith with us as we open the all-powerful Word of God. Tune in Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance free when you rely on J&B.
Now back to the Fix It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Jim Reidl's in for David Nason today, and we are joined by Scott Klein, Allie Klein, and also Tim Comerford, all from J&B Construction. I'm Libby Collins. Scott, I got to ask you about flat roofs, because as you know, when we bought the house where we are right now, our garage had a flat roof, and my husband and I looked at each other because neither of us had had experience with that and said, maybe we need to check it out. And you came out and introduced us to an interesting product to cover that flat roof, and tell us about that and why it's important to have the right substance when you're dealing with a flat roof.
Well, flat roofs are very common in southeastern Wisconsin. You get in the North Shore area, Wauwatosa area. A lot of additions were put on smaller homes to expand the area, and there was a flat roof up there. And people use it as outdoor living space. They use it, for different reasons, and it's really big for a lot of people to have that space. In your particular case, there was no access out there, Libby, but the home was new to you. But we evaluated the existing flat roof. We look at multiple different things when we're evaluating the condition of what's there. And your house was a perfect candidate for a coating system. And we use 100% silicone coating. It is the future. It's been around since the 2000s with coatings. There's been about 3 generations of coatings. So if the listeners out there have a flat roof and it's 15 years old, somewhere in that time frame, and still in good shape, a coating is a possibility. And in your case, Libby, we put the coating on there, you're good for the next 20 years, and then we could also recoat it. But once the coating goes on, there's no more UV ray deterioration, no more exposure to any of the weather. It's 100% silicone. We reflash things with sealants and stuff as part of the coating system. And so you're in good shape. Now, if you were to have replaced that flat roof, it would have been probably about 3 times more than what a coating system cost you at that time.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just see, because we can look down on it, we can't get to it, but you can just see how when water comes or snow or whatever, that it just comes off so easily because of the coating.
Yes, it's a separation between the existing roof system that is in good shape and Mother Nature, which is going to deteriorate things. And the 100% silicone coatings have been excellent out there. We've been using them for about 10 years, and really a positive feature for people that have flat roofs.
And by the way, Allie, if anybody has a flat roof out there and they want Scott and J&B to come out and take a look at it, let's give that phone number.
Yep. So you can call our office at 262-437-0537 or visit our website, www.jnbconstruction, and set up an appointment through there.
Okay, and we've got a question here on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line about siding, and somebody's got asbestos siding on their home. They want to get rid of it. Talk about what the process would be to remove that and to put proper siding on it, Scott.
Well, you want to get an abatement contractor that's regulated by the state now, and get an abatement contractor. And there are some people out there, contractors, that do asbestos. I can tell you, with asbestos roofing or siding, I might have an opportunity to look at 1 or 2 of those a year. So we're not certified installer. We don't carry the proper insurances. We're not dealing with this on a daily basis. So my suggestion to all the consumers is have a professional remove it and deal with an installer to coordinate the project and make sure everything is done properly.
You really can't go over that, correct?
No, it's very brittle, and so forth. Have they? Yes. Yep. They have done that in the past, but you're not getting your ice and water shields and your roof systems and new valley components and stuff if you're trying to go over the top. So my suggestion is remove it, get it out of there. Asbestos isn't really that hazardous unless you're grinding on it. with things, but it is considered a hazardous material.
You still want it handled right and taken
Absolutely.
care of right.
That's why I said let somebody that deals with abatement on a daily basis take care of it.
All right, it's 8:39, and we've got some questions about warranties and what you should look for when you're making one of these decisions about things like roofing and siding. We've got Scott and Allie Klein here and Tim Comerford, all from J&B Construction. It is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
You're going to get a free furnace from Quality. No gimmick. You'll get a free furnace. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace. And this heat pump is not only going to give you 2 sources of heat and a backup, but also the heat pump will act as an AC system to cool your home as well. It's extremely efficient. I have a heat pump in my own home, and this I know. Your heat pump will cut your energy bills substantially. You'll be getting a top-of-the-line heat pump system and a free furnace. And you'll save thousands plus qualifying government incentives. So now, through March 31st, you'll get a heck of a deal from Quality. This is the only time of the year we can do this. So call Quality, and let's get you taken care of. Get your free furnace and upgrade your home's HVAC system to absolute max efficiency. Buy a heat pump from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace through March 31st.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
This is the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
And our guests today are Scott and Allie Klein and Tim Comerford, all from J&B Construction. And we've got Jim Reidl in for David Nason. And Jim, we've got some questions coming in on that Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
Yes, we sure do. There's 2 of them. What about applying Roof Max to extend shingle life?
I haven't seen any proof that that is effective.
That's basically a coating that you would just roll on or something
I
over
would
the
assume
shingles.
I'm not that familiar with it, but I can tell you when you talk about GAF, which is the largest shingle manufacturer by far, and then Owens, Corning, and CertainTeed, so the big 3, there isn't anything that they're recommending to extend the life. I don't know what that would complicate if you put something on top of their product, if it would void their warranties. And there's a whole bunch of different warranties out there right now. And I know Libby mentioned warranties a little bit on the other side of the commercials, but basically at J&B Construction, we have a 12-year installation warranty on our services for siding and roofing. And a consumer needs two warranties. They need the warranty on the install, and then they need the warranty on the product itself. And in our case, being a Master Elite with GAF, we can give them a warranty that would include the material warranty as far as defects and also an installation warranty. So we can offer a silver pledge warranty, which is 10 years, which means the manufacturer stands behind our workmanship for 10 years. But we give a 12-year already. So, but if they're concerned with us, there's some condo associations we did. Sometimes they want alternative warranty opportunities. And then they make a golden pledge warranty, which stands behind our workmanship for 25 years that on all the install. So these warranties are registered warranties. You're going to want to use the components. So not only do you have a registered warranty, and my wife, Wendy, she goes online, she goes into the portals of the manufacturer, she enters all the products that we used, and she enters the shingle detail. And that warranty comes directly from the manufacturer. So from GAF, they would have a 50-year non-prorated warranty. 50-year non-prorated, and it grows at 3% a year to help keep up with inflation. So 50-year non-prorated warranty that transfers one time. If they would buy the exact same shingle and just get a paper warranty that isn't registered, it goes into proration after 10 years. By the time you get to year 11, there's not a whole lot left. So if you think you're going to be in your house for a long period of time and, this is your forever house, and you want to have something that's certified, not just a piece of paper that a contractor's handing you, go with a certified warranty from the manufacturer.
Yeah, that's huge.
Scott, are those warranties transferable?
Yes. Yep. It transfers one time. So from the consumer's point of view, it's going to protect them as long as they're there, and then it can be transferred one time.
That brings up one of the questions we're getting on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. When you mentioned condominiums, somebody wants to know about their church that has a flat roof and it needs serious repairs. They might even be looking at a new roof. They're not quite sure.
You got to evaluate.
Do you take care of groups like that too?
Oh, absolutely. We've done a lot of churches, and so forth through the years, and it's got to be evaluated. It's got to be assessed to what's there, and then move forward. And sometimes it is a replacement. I have a lot of people that want repairs. And my attitude about repairs, if I'm not adding any serviceable life to that existing system by doing a repair, I'm kind of stealing their money. So it's got to be evaluated, and I don't really care if I'm talking to a male or female, if they're educated or not on what we're talking about. If I do my job properly, I should be able to explain it to them and why and show them things of what's happening.
But see, this is what it comes in with J&B Construction, because as you said, you've been the head of the ethics committee for NARI. You've been in business since 1958. So dealing with a company that has that kind of background and that kind of attitude, you know that you're going to be insured with those warranties and that you're going to live up to everything that they say.
It's all got to be explained. It's very complicated even for a contractor. I've talked to other contractors that don't quite understand the warranties 100%. So it is a complicated deal, but, that's part of our explanation. That's part of us using a system. And everybody at J&B, Allie and Austin, Tim, the salespeople, myself, my wife Wendy, we sit down and we look at products that we're going to offer from J&B. And I'm never going to be the person that's going to come in and say our stuff is the best and everything else is junk, because that's not true. But when we evaluate products or relationships that we have with manufacturers or certifications that we have with manufacturers, what is the best product to offer the consumer? And the difference sometimes is 3 or 4 or 5 little reasons why we like this product over another product that may make a bigger reason for the consumer, and that's all part of us meeting with the people and talking to them about their choices.
And Allie, let's tell everybody again how to get in touch with J&B.
You can give us a call at our office number, 262-437-0537, or you can visit our website at www.jnbconstruction.com to set up an appointment through there.
And we've got more questions coming in on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
While some people may fall for your sorcery, you're going to need to pull more than a rabbit out of your hat to fool us.
And for my next trick, I will make my career disappear.
The Magic head to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks.
Sends out top. Damian Lillard lets it fly again. And he is locked in right now. Damian Lillard.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, John Mercure here. Our home has become our happy place, thanks in large part to CertaPro Painters. They came out, they did a big job, and they did it big time right. It's CertaPro Painters. Right now's the time. Call and check out their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They will transform your house inside and outside. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
I'm Zach Emmons with Creative Construction of Wisconsin. Are you seeking an experienced, award-winning contractor who provides unmatched plaster and stucco services? As part of the 6th generation of our family-owned company, we have served the area for over 90 years, handling all types of stucco, interior, and ornamental plaster work, from small repairs and remodels to large residential projects. Creative Construction staff have the skills to deliver quality results. Featuring NARI certified professionals, our craftsmen match all plaster and stucco textures, adding custom touches as needed. Call 414-397-4072 or visit callcreativeconstruction.com for competitive pricing and a personalized approach. Creative Construction of Wisconsin. Cutting-edge stucco and plaster techniques with homegrown family values. Call 397-4072 or visit callcreativeconstruction.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's the Fix-It Show, exclusively on 620 WTMJ.
And we are covering quite a bit this morning. It's 8:53. We've got Scott and Allie Klein, along with Tim Comerford from J&B Construction. Jim Reidl is in for David. And Jim, you've got a question for Scott.
Sure do. There's a lot of details involved in the on-site stuff. How does details of what's going on the site relate to correlate to details in the contract? And maybe you can just touch on that first.
Well, all the details in the contract should be very specific. I've seen contracts where they say no chimney flashing. If you read our chimney flashing, it talks about the material we're using, the riglet cut, ice and water shield wrapped around the flashing. It's about 10 lines, with it. So The biggest problem I see out there, especially being on an area ethics committee, is gray areas in contracts. What was supposed to happen, what they anticipated. So the more detailed, the better, for sure, with that. And I'm very old school. Back in my day when I was first bidding roofs and stuff like that, there was no internet. There wasn't, things for people to get a little bits and pieces of information. They would invite contractors out and look at the siding, look at the roofing, and, get opinions and get informed on what they need and why they needed it. So, I am very much with people getting multiple bids. Don't be forced into somebody high pressuring you that it's a deal today. You don't even know if it's a deal until you get another bid, with it. But, get educated, be informed, let our salespeople do what they need to do to give you the best information so you can make the best choices. And the other thing that I'm very proud about is that we will plan projects. Not everybody does everything at once. So, what we're doing now with your roof may impact what's going to happen with your siding that you're going to do in 5 years from now or 10 years from now. So, the house is a continuous ongoing of projects and upgrades or replacements. And, you don't want to spend money twice in the same direction, and you don't want to do something out of sequence, that hurts you from getting from point A to point B.
It's interesting you say you don't want to do things out of sequence, and I don't think you can emphasize that enough.
Absolutely. It's, plan for the future, plan with what you're going to do. Even with, we do some window installs and how that works with the siding or, what happens with this, with that, consumers just don't know. And most salespeople don't know. A lot of these guys are younger guys. They're trained on sales. They're trained on closing. They don't have experience out in the field like our guys have, to come out there and say, you got to think about this. It's amazing how many projects I go on that another contractor told them to do this or that, and especially with fascia soffit and stuff like that, that it just doesn't match.
So your salespeople can answer real questions on stuff at the house with people.
Absolutely. It's huge.
All right. A couple questions coming out of the talking text line. Pat in Elm Grove wants to know if you do routine flat roof annual inspections.
Well, some of the commercial buildings we do with installation, that's part of the manufacturer's warranty where it's a certified NDL, no dollar limit warranty, and some of those are provided by them. But honestly, some of these companies that say, hey, we're going to look at this every year and make sure everything is all right. I've been doing this for 48 years. We do an inspection at the end of our projects. Every project we do, there's an inspection at the end, and as we're doing major siding projects, there's inspections as we go along to make sure everything is completed properly, with it. And once we walk away from that job, you're good to go. Now, there are Mother Nature things. There can be a tree branch that falls. There can be this. There can be that. I'm not saying there's not exceptions, but, if we do everything properly and all the installs properly, there's really no reason to inspect it, every single year.
Okay, and then one last question on the talking text line, and that is, what geographic area do you cover?
We are about a 45-mile radius of downtown Milwaukee, north to south and out to the west.
And Allie, if anybody wants to contact J&B Construction, let's remind them again how they can do it. Okay, there you go. Turn your microphone on, Allie. There you go.
You can give us a call at our office number 262-437-0537 or visit our website www.jandbconstruction.com.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you here, Allie Klein, Scott Klein, and Tim Comerford. We got to talk to you more next time around. Thank you so much for being here today. And Jim Reidl, thanks for filling in for David Nason on The Fix-It Show.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This has been The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
And The Fix-It Show is sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Your home can be more maintenance free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I have a roofing question, I contact Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
Thanks, Tom. Between the two of us, we've seen hundreds of failed roofs, along with the unfortunate consequences of water damage. Poor workmanship, improper